Hello, everybody. Just making sure everything is set and we're all here. While we're waiting for YouTube to catch up or everything to propagate through here, I just want to say do not get used to this at all. I cleaned it up a little today and it looks a little better than it did when I woke up this morning. But um, yeah, don't get used to this. Thank you, everyone who's giving the birthday wishes here and in the morning news and on Twitter and everywhere else. It was a heck of a weekend. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but I suppose we should start here by sharing thy screen. There I am. Am I down there in the corner? Yes, I'm down there in the corner. So, the schedule for tonight's show. We're going to be doing the science review to kick off the show as always. It's going to be on the ionospheric changes. Hopefully, you guys watched yesterday morning's show and the second video yesterday. And today, we're really going to break it out in the way that we said we were going to in last night's video, which came out approximately 24 hours ago. We're going to add some broader context. That's number two. 1 and 2 are going to kind of bleed together. This is the broader context of what are the Earth changes. That's, of course, the title of tonight's Observers Live stream show. And we're going to be sort of going over all of these super lithospheric changes to Earth. What do I mean by super lithospheric? Lithospheric is the crust, this thing we all walk on. Sublithospheric is the changes below. Super lithospheric is the changes above. We're going to be starting in the, at the top of the sky, and we're going to be talking about all the changes in the atmosphere. And I do mean all the way to the top of the sky. Then, of course, we're going to talk about the ranch in two ways. Of course, what's coming up the remainder of the year, plans for the release of next year's schedule. Talk a little bit about what happened this weekend. And then mention the winter tour a little bit and some other things, and then we'll get to the Q&A. So hopefully you guys saw yesterday morning's show and then this video in the afternoon. And if you didn't, basically what the purpose of this video was to give a quick reminder of a pretty solid scientific win that the observers had. For those of you who weren't here over the last, maybe, I guess this was 3 to 5 years ago that this actually took place, the mesosphere of Earth has been having way more echoes than it should be having. And they wanted to blame humans and climate change. There's just no way that could possibly ever be the case given the chemistry and the dynamics of the planet. And the idea is that even finally the papers started noticing as well that, hey, look, these things are correlated with geomagnetic activity. This is the electrical component of the mesospheric echoes. And the whole point was to get to about right here, first of all, the layers of the atmosphere. Now, down in the troposphere, where you see the airplane, that's accurate. This is also where we live, where weather happens. The troposphere is a mixture of the sun, the ocean, volcanoes, and human emissions can impact what's going on in the troposphere. You get up about halfway through the stratosphere here, maybe about where the yellow balloon is, the sun really, really begins to take over. And I mean really begins to take over. So when we get up here to the mesospheric echo area, it's definitely the sun that is the most important factor. And in this case, it is the weakening magnetic field letting in more of the sun. Now, the point is, the higher up you go, the less you can really blame human activity, especially CO2 and greenhouse gases and things like that. The papers that we got yesterday morning, they're taking place up here in the thermosphere and in the ionosphere. And they were trying to blame human pollution. One of them recognized that over half the Earth, the magnetic pole shift is actually what's causing the changes they're seeing. I don't know how you recognize that over half the Earth and then not the other half of the Earth. That's pretty wild if you ask me. But essentially, what it came down to was us adding those two to this list. Can I make this any bigger, actually? How do I do that? Theater mode? Oh, I did it. Okay, so the two in yellow are the ones that we've added here um, with the two new papers that we presented in the morning news. It's pretty clear if it's the ionosphere, it's going to be the sun and the magnetic field and the interaction between those. But all right, so starting at the top, obviously, and this would be the list of super lithospheric Earth changes. The magnetic field is weakening. The magnetic poles are moving. Most of you who have found yourself here at this live stream, you should know that part by now. The level of ionospheric disruption has been sustained over the last 40 or 50 years. Now, why does that matter? It matters because this should very, very perfectly be matching solar activity and solar storms and solar flares and sunspots. But the problem is the sun's been going like this for several cycles in a row, hasn't it? Here, I don't actually have to do that. I can actually show you. This is lovely. That's what I'll do. I'll pull this up. We'll go to the solar cycle progression. And let's look at the last. Let's go back. So this is the current solar cycle on the right and the last 4 solar cycles. Now, this solar cycle, we kind of bounced back up and we're a little bit stronger, as you can see there. Can I make that any bigger? Oh, that's wonderful. But we've been on this declining trend, and the studies that noted the sustained ionospheric disruption, they were looking at the time periods right around here. Look at how weak the sun was 2010 to 2016, and yet it was causing the same level of ionospheric disruption as we were seeing back here in the 80s, back in the 90s. It's because Earth's magnetic field is weakening, allowing that solar energy to have a greater and greater impact on our planet. So the disruption is sustained at that high level, even though the sun hasn't been sustained at that high level because of Earth's increasing vulnerability during the ongoing magnetic pole shift. Yesterday's 2 stories were about the ionospheric chemistry change and the variability of the ionosphere actually dampening and it actually coming closer to a much more rigid structure. Mesospheric echo surge, that was also something that was part of last night's video, and it sort of was there to set up like, hey, look, if it's the sun and the magnetic field here, then way up here, it's definitely the sun and magnetic field. Don't even think about trying to blame greenhouse gases. The other thing, the shifts we've seen in the jet stream are the precise opposite of what is expected with a global warming scenario based on greenhouse gases, but it is precisely what is expected with Earth's flipping magnetic field scenario. The record lightning, they say that that's part of global warming as well. There are some papers disagreeing. But the fact of the matter is, obviously, as more of the charged particles come in, increase atmospheric ionization and electricity, juice up the global electric circuit, it has a big impact on lightning. We've shared dozens of those papers over the years. And then I also figured, I just tagged these on at the end, the ocean circulation collapse, technically that is sitting on top of the lithosphere. And the lithosphere itself, I guess that one's not super lithospheric. That one is just lithospheric. We are having a speed surge in the actual rotation of the Earth as well. So this is basically what we have here on our planet. This is not the complete list, but it does a pretty good job nailing the big things that are pretty definitively the result of Earth's weakening magnetic field, Earth's disaster cycle unfolding once again right now. If you are interested in some of the other ways that this is impacting the planet biologically and humans psychologically, back in 2022, we put out 2 videos called World Going Crazy. One is called Stress and Endurance, and then one is called The Unseen Factor. If you just Google those things, they're very easy to find. But part 1 is World Going Crazy, The Unseen Factor. Part 2 is World Going Crazy, Stress and Endurance. So if you happen to find them both, this is the one you want to watch first, The Unseen Factor. Then you can watch the shorter one if you're interested in just some sort of psych elements of this whole thing. We good there? Awesome. Fantastic. Lovely. So here is the remaining schedule for the year at Observer Ranch. You can find us on the event page at observerranch.com. The big ones, self-defense and self-offense training with John Petroni. This guy's a beast. Observer Connections, the second speed dating event. Could actually use a couple more people signed up for that one. Then the 15th and the 16th, that weekend is going to be the premiere of the Disaster Cycle, the documentary, followed by the final Pole Shift mini conference, space weather mini conference of the year. And by the way, the documentary should be released for everybody somewhere around these events right here. And that'll be free on YouTube for everybody. This is kind of interesting. There's a lot going on here. If you're around, bring your kids. This is actually going to be really fun. Really, really fun. Winter solstice celebration. I don't know exactly what's planned for that, but I know I'm going to be there for it. So should be awesome. The other thing, this past weekend at Observer Ranch, holy cow. We had the experience. And let me see, can I do this here? We had the experience, and it was, that doesn't look good. That looks even worse. Lovely. No, I don't want that. All right. Stop screen sharing. Enough of that for a moment. The experience was epic. I think that it would probably be best to let the testimonials speak for themselves when we finally get them onto a computer and uploaded them somewhere. Looking like the next one's going to be in February, and after that, probably in the summertime. February is going to be somewhere in Arizona, actually, and then the one in the summertime next year will be at Observer Ranch. It was a magic experience for me. This is a magic experience for a lot of people. This is the third time I've done this one specifically, and I've done dozens of things like this. It was exactly as great as I expected it was going to be, so I can't wait till I have more to share with you on that front. All right, so now we're going to go back here. Yo, tell me, straight up, do you agree about this? Well, how do I get back on the screen? Is this like a way cooler image than what I have in the morning news, or what? So I got that thing up where on the page where you actually buy the tickets to come to the winter tour events, and then Kat throws this on observerranch.com as like the landing page thing, and it just blows my image out of the water. Got me. Anyway, guys, anybody coming out to the winter tour, it's going to be fun. It is also going to be a 4-hour masterclass on how to survive what's coming. I've done a lot of the work for you, a lot of the thinking for you. This will be not only informative in the moment, but it will be guiding, hopefully guiding. If you have, if you're smart, this will be guiding what you do to save yourself and your family. And if you aren't able to make it out to the winter tour, it's not like you don't have an opportunity to get this. Events at the ranch next year some will include this. They're going to be multi-day event conferences. So they're probably going to be a little more than that. But and there will also be an online course, like an e-course form of this that should actually be a little cheaper. So anyway, but the first place you can get this stuff is here at the winter tour. Highly recommend it. Last but not least, guys, truly the reason why you guys get to watch the documentary that's coming soon is because of Goldco at goldobservers.com. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't understand how you can do price matching, like instant matching on precious metals. Like it's a commodity. It's not supposed to like work that way. Like there aren't promotions of that sort. It seems to me like it's giving it away. Gold and silver aren't doing too bad right now if you're watching the prices. Obviously, in the collapse scenario, they're going to be barterable with almost everybody. And in the aftermath, gold is the perfect reflector of electromagnetic radiation, and silver releases antimicrobial infection protection upon contact with human blood. So, at all stages of the disaster, gold and silver are necessary. I actually prefer the silver usage, not to mention you can get much more of a smaller denomination, value denomination, so you don't go to buy a loaf of bread and figure out how you're going to break this gold coin. Anyway, so that pretty much takes us to Quattro Q&A. But what do you say while we have Q&A going on before you guys start doing it? Let's go ahead and have the sun in the background so it's pretty. Yeah? We like this? You like this? I like this. Can we get away with this? We can get away with that. How about it? All right. Shall we? Diego is asking, hold on, let me go back up to that. Diego is asking a question. Does the weakening of the magnetic field here at South America make it easier for Thunder of Gods without a supernova event? Not necessarily. It does mean that you're getting a lot more radiation bombardment and a much faster changing magnetic field to deal with biologically. Silver can be used for soil biome too, right? I won't say I know one way or the other, but that wouldn't shock me. Gold is universal in historical money. You know, that's the other thing. That's hard to ignore. Let's see. Scrolling. Somebody asked about the Amazon Web Services thing. No, that was definitely not the sun. Thank you for the teal pair, Jeff. Appreciate that. If there's a solar flare that knocks out all electricity, is there a way of telling when it's safe to reconnect solar panels? Here's the problem. If it's 1859, maybe, and you get a one-off solar flare. But here's the thing. What if it's not a random, very extremely rare X200? What if it's because of Earth's weakening magnetic field? And therefore, even when that solar storm is over, the magnetic field is still weak. What if there's a solar storm coming the next day or the next week or the next month, a year and a half from now? And it's going to hit at a time when you're really going to need your electricity. Once things start going down, you cannot trust them anymore. Show the coronagraph. You know what? Actually. So I'm sure are you guys watching this? So if you guys didn't see this, I'm going to first go to my Twitter page, my X page, because we've got cool stuff happening. So up here, we're going to see there's a big ripple in the upper corona of the sun. This happened just this afternoon. You guys all see that ripple up there, right? Boom. 304 angstroms. Look at the plasma push. Whoosh. That's awesome. I got one more for you. That's a blast. It is so freaking complex. There's so much complexity right in there. Do you see that? Like there's so much complexity to the erupting plasma. You know, that was a good fucking comment, bro. Jeez. There goes Moon. Hello, Moon. That's the satellite going back around the Earth. Don't you? Oh, look at that. Wow. All right. So first of all, the odd movement of the moon is the motion of the satellite, not the motion of the moon. But look at that. Boom. That is a coronal mass ejection. Whew. Hey, sexy. We're not updated enough on LASCO to see. Wait, or are we? Hold on. Let me see here. Just real quick. Right quick. Give me a moment. That's the little one. That's not it. Oh! Boom. Look at that. Look at how much of the plasma is going upward. That's wild, man. Can you guys see that? How the northern rim of the shell of the shock wave is the brightest? I wonder if I could actually pause that at the exact moment. All right, so wow. You see this dark circle right here? Come on, stupid thing. See that dark circle in the middle there? That's the central direction of the coronal mass ejection. It was ejected that way. Kind of like that's like the center of the vortex, like looking down through the tornado instead of up through the tornado like they did in the movie. Damn, look at you. All right, pause. You guys can't see that, can you? Hold on. There's some dense plasma. All right, since I know that the questions are going to come, no, I don't have a guess as to what X class range that was. I'm just going to let that play on repeat. Whoa. I don't have any idea what X class range that was. I don't want to see stuff like this fired at the Earth. That's a big blast. But you know what I do want to see? I want to see what that looked like from stereo A. Give me a second here. All right. I'm sorry. We're playing around with the sun. Give me a minute. Wolf. Oh, it's a point flash. It's over here, but we're not getting a good look at it. It's up here. Yeah, it skips. Well, crap. That's no fun. That's no fun at all. Ew. All right. Well, I suppose at the end of the day, it is a fact that I have been utterly ignoring the chat here for God knows how long. Sorry about that, everyone. But somebody asked an excellent question about a titanic solar eruption that happened off the far side. And yeah, we're back. Katie Light, thank you so much. Appreciate seeing you here. Katie Light, at some point, you got to find a way to come to the rant so I can give you a hug. Hit me twice already. All right, I'm scrolling. I'm catching up, I promise. Joe Peterson, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, that was my visual representation. Could a metallic comet help a CME go off? Absolutely, it could. Hopefully you saved some of AJ's bottle for my first time at the ranch. Yeah, actually, it's actually here at my house though, so you need to let me know when you're coming, okay? Is this one of the biggest in years? No. No. But it's a big one. That's a Titanic. Whew. Can the plasma from the micronova poison the oceans? Luckily, no. Terrifying thought, but definitely no. Susie, what's up? Live like a Viking. I watched the sun. Love watching the sun. Purdyful, have a fabulous birthday. I need to get Leah from work. You go get your wonderful daughter. Did Atlas go behind the sun? You know what? I'm actually not sure where Atlas is in the. Not sure where Atlas is in the solar system right now. It's behind Mars, right? I know you guys can't see most of this, but don't worry. Okay, fine. Fine. Grumble. Where are we here? All right, so Comet Atlas should be around here-ish, right? This blast, oof. Does this blast target Venus? Yeah. This blast is going to hit Venus and nothing else. Yeah, so this is going off this direction. That's definitely going to hit Venus, and that's about all for this one. Good questions, though. Cool. Game over, man. Game over. Lisa, thank you for the teal pair. Appreciate that. Scrolling. I'm catching up, I promise. Eventually. Gran, it was so nice seeing you this weekend. Thank you. Jeff Grimes. Nothing but the best, brother. Did I catch up? No way. Yes, I've caught up. Okay. It's behind the sun. Okay, lovely. You can tell how much I give a damn about Comet Atlas or how much I'm scared of it. Yes, that was the moon, Larry. It was the moon, but I have to tell you, I'm going back to this. I like it better. Makes me smile. Okay. Timeline to hit Venus tomorrow. That's going to hit Venus tomorrow. The CME won't be a direct impact on Venus, but it won't exactly be a grazing, glancing blow either. You know? Like, it won't be perfect dead on, but it's... You don't want to get hit with that in the face kind of situation. You look like pre-Captain America Steve Rogers. I appreciate that. Do not get... I was saying at the beginning, do not get used to this beard thing. Do not get used to this beard thing. It's not staying. 2 days turned into 3 days, turned into 4 days, and then I only had time to clean it up. Joe had a question. Where? Man, you can't just be like, Joe had a question and then think I'm going to be able to like scroll up through every last fucking thing here. I didn't see Joe's question. Where was Joe's question? All right, I can't scroll up any more than that, unfortunately. But Joe, was nice seeing you this weekend as well. Would CME on Venus be enough to knock out all electronics if it were Earth? I don't know. Why are you avoiding talking about 3i Atlas? Literally asking with all respect. I'm not avoiding. I literally brought it up earlier. And I've had several videos on it. I just don't think it's anything strange at all. Not a single damn strange thing about Comet Atlas. None. Will I be able to use a compass after the micronova? Sure. Which way will be north? Towards the Bay of Bengal. Brian, Ace, do the homework, man. A man has a beard. Well, it turns out I'm pretty, so this is going to be leaving soon. Look up top super chat. I don't know I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to look up top super chat. I don't even know what that means. All right, hold on. Wait, can I pull this up here? All right, I'm over here. Can you give this observer a visual representation of how far over the hill you are? Yeah, I did. That was my middle finger. Is that what you were asking? Clown. Complete clown. Clownery. Clownery. Yeah, he super chatted, but are you still mad at me? I'm so sorry. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Scott says you have a plan for the Nova event, but after the Earth rolls 90 later that day, we are sitting at the South Pole. How do you get back to warmth? We are not sitting at the South Pole in the United States of America. I don't know what you're talking about there. That is definitely not what happens. Somebody needs to do the homework. Can a CME change the orbit of a planet or moons? No. Nero. Holy cow. Who are you and where'd you come from? $100, not even asking a question. Well, Nero, thank you very much. I don't if you guys can like give this dude hearts or whatever. I don't know. Am I able to do that? I'm gonna give this guy a gold star. Holy cow. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Adrian is here. Suspect Sky. What is up, dude? I have been fielding calls. I've got so many calls just on this live stream. Nobody calls or texts me all day. Everybody remembers it's my birthday right as soon as I go live. No update, no watch. Update on Twitter. Get update on Twitter. What latitude will the thunderbolt be concentrated? Probably close to the Philippines. Growing mushrooms will be a helpful skill when it all resets. Yes, thankfully we have Ricky at the ranch. How was your birthday today? I worked harder than everybody I know. That's a good birthday present. Great birthday present would be getting tickets to the tour, coming to see us at Observer Ranch. That would be fantastic. Is human technology using microwaves affecting our planet? No, not really. Yeah, Adrian is 60 days older than me. I worked hard all day, one eye on the sky. Did you see the just now Mega X blast from the sun? Well, Dr. Jonathan Hughley, there was not a Mega X blast from the sun. Okay. There was a large far side CME. We talked about it and analyzed everything that could be analyzed over the last 10, 15 minutes. But thanks, Dr. Jonathan Hughley, DD. Huge X blast. Definitely no. There was no flare at all that we could see. Ben has a video on that, a nice short one. I don't know what the hell that was about. The beard suits you. Well, that's nice. It's going away. Yes. You made it. Welcome. You asked how it was? I don't understand the question. Yes, I'm 41 today, Kristen. Barry says, JK, I'm just jealous of your jawline. That's funny. Stephen Beard says, if the sun's binary twin, Jupiter, starts ejecting sprites, could that be evidence of the galactic plane crossing? Should we be focusing on changes to Jupiter also? Yeah, we should be focusing on changes throughout the solar system. We start getting sparks or Jupiter flares out of the Great Red Spot, and I'm going to be really worried. Big halo happened. Did you see it? Gerald, we've been going over that in this video for the last 10, 15 minutes. I got this weekend. Birthday gift from one of you. But she didn't give me a hug. Everybody else gave me a hug. Oh, he's getting salty. I'm getting a little salty. Izzy, isn't that funny? Mega X Blast. That's like a porn website. Not exactly, huh? All right. Are we just all right? The chatter's gotten out of control. Do we have questions? Do we have questions, or are we all just happy with the science lesson we got at the start of the show? Nothing tells you your parents don't follow your YouTube channel like them calling over and over again while you're on a live stream. Doesn't sound like you're having a very good birthday. This person's new here. They don't know me. Gee, stop. All right. Gran, you did give me 2 hugs, and I liked them both. Lil Miss Rufflesack, is that you? I hope you don't mind me saying so, but your like photo icon's hot. Like that avatar's hot. I don't know what that's supposed to be or where you found it. But yes, thank you for the teal pair. Can't wait to see you again. Adrian says he was salty on his birthday too. Yeah, that shit happens. Have you had time to play any video games? No, I don't play video games. Can the Carrington event happen again soon? I wish. Do you think the TCRB will cause anything other than being a cool cosmic event? No. I'm not even sure that it's going to go, unfortunately. Katie Light, I need to give you a hug. Adelina, yes, a lot of people need to watch the homework, but that's okay. Will the magnetic field return at the same rate we lost it? No, much faster. The micronova induces all the way to the core and juices us back up. Like an instant rechargeable battery. Do you have any tattoos? I have none, so great day, 40 years old, hugs do matter, no tattoos, no the good. I don't know what that means, James, but I have a shitload of tattoos. When the magnetic field snaps back after being compressed, does it send out a big jolt of energy? Yeah, but not in the way that you're probably thinking when you say sends out a big jolt of energy. Can a micronova affect the stability of the asteroid belt? Maybe, but if it does, it's going to push it all out further, and it's all out further. So that CME we were analyzing, the massive one that just came off the back, it has just reached type 4 radio emission. Give me a second, guys. There's no way this is on Cactus already. No, yeah. You guys see it up there, right? So when you see the velocities maxed out across the angles, so like there's not a peak somewhere, it's just a flat line across, that's never correct, okay? It's always going to be fastest in one place. So this just means this is the fastest they were able to track it. I'm willing to bet this thing was way over, because 2000 is basically where a level 4 radio emission begins. So I'm willing to bet this thing was much faster. And as the distribution across the angles from the north show you, I mean, this thing is wide as hell. It's a very wide burst CME. Yeah, they've only got the maximum at 1,858 kilometers per second. I'm going to say I don't think so. That's way faster than that. But I bet they update this. This is just the initial reading on that. I bet they get more than one from it. Maybe we'll check back on that in a couple minutes. What say you? We'll check back. What percentage of the atmosphere will be destroyed by the flare in the recovery period? None of the atmosphere will be destroyed. I don't understand why you guys can't just watch the homework. Your elderly dad loves this channel, helps his mind a lot. That is a good thing. Tell him to listen to music from his childhood all day, every day. Ben sounds pretty chill. I assume he's having a pretty great day. I am chill, that is for certain. No doubt about it. Will the Earth spin on a tilt after the flip like it does now? Will we have the seasons? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that their rotation is going to look like it does now just after the Earth is tilted. So a reorienting rotation with the tilt. Build a Faraday cage around your solar panels. No, put them in plastic bins. After the tilt, will the magnetic field reset fully straight away? It will be resetting as the tilt happens because we've been hit by the micronova and that energy is reaching the core. Hide your porno mags. Oh, that's cute, but I don't have any porno mags. Ben, break out that Alex Jones liquor. No, it's not a drinking day. Those are extremely rare. Happy birthday, you apocalyptic Jesus. I think that's interesting and also way, way, way too much credit. I'm far from it. Ben, your book is awesome. Can't stop reading it. I appreciate that. And I also really actually appreciate the fact that those of you who have chosen to weigh in on what you think about the book, you tend to really, like, you guys really think I did a good job. And I really like that. I spent a year working on this latest edition, and I think it shows. I mean, do you guys agree it's basically Weatherman's Guide to the Sun 4 with like an updated Next End of the World, like at the back of it? It's kind of what it is. I thought it was a useful use of paper. Would you consider streaming your morning solar research routine so we can all learn from you? It's not just a morning routine. It's hours and hours and hours. And I definitely couldn't talk you guys through what's going through my head while I'm doing it. That would be impossible. Ben, answer your parents could be emergent. No, it's not emergent. It's my birthday. That's why they're calling. They're just not paying attention. They had all day to call me, and now they call at night while I'm on a live stream. Ben, I saw you on Helldivers 2 last night. Don't lie. I don't know what that is. Helldivers. I did a podcast last night, but it was with some UFO folks. They were really cool. Michelle, thank you for that. Appreciate it. My wife just bought a red couch. Should I be worried? I'm not sure I understand that. BF6 rocks. Sam, I don't know what BF6 rocks question mark means. Sorry about that. Susie, thank you. Appreciate that. Looking forward to the planet resetting. Me too. Is it a butt plug? Is what a butt plug? What the ever-loving shit? Are the Russian drone incursions actually UFOs? Asking for a friend. Shut up, Adrian. Daniel says, love the experience this weekend. Quite the ride. Any idea when the ethical skeptic will be there? Yeah, I do know when he'll be here. 1 second, please. The ethical skeptic is coming. Wow, you're really going to take time to load up like this while I'm needing you to. Come on. Asinine horse shit. Ethical skeptic will be at the ranch May 1, May 2, May 3. With his real name. August Dunning is coming April 17th through the 19th for our Micronova, the Nova Day. Basically like a Nova panel and a Nova weekend. And then he's staying for the next weekend. Anybody feel like doing a dry fast with us at the ranch? Adrian D'Amico, who's in the chat right now, he's scheduled to be at the ranch March 20th through 22nd. You guys, for those who follow me and follow climate folks on X, you guys know who Chris Martz is? Young Gun? Yeah. He's coming in July. Gonna be good. Gonna be good. But anyway. All right. So. Just thought you guys might want to know that. Thank you, Michael Martin. Appreciate that. Time to break out that Alex Jones liquor. I don't think so. There will be no loss of sobriety today. Did we just ditch the bullet? I don't know. Dodge the bullet, maybe. That was a pretty big blast. Definitely denser than it was fast. But actually, you know what? Now that you say that, let me see. Have they updated this at all? No, they haven't updated this. I'll keep coming back and checking Cactus to see if they update the plasma speed on that eruption. It's faster than 1800. All I do is watch the homework. Huh. There will be erosion of the atmosphere. Maybe a little, but not very much. Not enough to kill things on a wide scale. Is the moon blocking this? Is the moon blocking what? You know, Lorraine, you haven't been paying attention, but you haven't been nice and you've been talking a lot. Okay, but you haven't been paying attention, but you've been talking a lot and asking a lot of questions, and you haven't exactly been nice in all of your comments. How about you just chill for a little bit, Lorraine? All right, just chill. Breathe. It's okay. Hippie beard day, Ben. Yeah, that's cute. I don't like this thing. Jimmy Russell's? What do you mean, Mr. Super? Did I really? Oh, let's see. I don't know, man. I don't see it anywhere. Sorry about that, brother. Joe, I saw you did another one. Joe Peterson, I saw you send another one at your own risk. Glorious. Mike, Barb, and Ira made the weekend at the ranch feel like home. You're very welcome, Joe, and it was great to see you. Nice mustache, too. Raymond White, 369 is mind, body, soul. 369 equals love. It's infinity. Number vortex. I've seen those videos, too. They're fun to watch, aren't they? Jorge Varela. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Sun is setting on my side. That's nice, and it's also very poetic, isn't it? Load your pipe now. Jesus, vintage grape. What in the world are you talking about? Bingo, back at you, Raymond White. Ben, is it your birthday? If so, happy birthday. It's not. Don't worry. Jorge, Ben, give me a shout out from Winter Park, Colorado. Shout out to Jorge Varela from Winter Park, Colorado. Absolutely. Going down to South Park, going to have myself a time. Happy birthday, Ben. You're a savior, whether you want to accept it or not. So many of us wouldn't be here or educated enough without you. Michelle, that's very sweet. I appreciate that very much. Mika says, can you have the thunderbolt of the gods hit my ex? I will see what I can do. Barry, from parts building shortwave radio post shit hits the fan. Possible, but you really better know what you're doing. Like, there's no way I'm ever going to pull something off like that. I keep hearing Alex Jones liquor. I'm a fan of Alex Jones. He has been right on a lot of things, although very dramatic. Yes, and unfortunately, I've had this beautiful bottle of liquor from Barbarian for quite some time. Only a few sips have been gone, so maybe when she actually tells me she's coming to the ranch, we'll bust it out for a little bit. Stormy, hello, how's it going? Have fun. Come back whenever you can, and it'd be nice to see you at the ranch at some point. Ben's beard makes him look more distinguished. Oh, now it's definitely got to go. Why turn people if there are no millions following you? I don't know what that means. What do you think of Stephen Burns, a complete dumbass and a fearmonger and a charlatan, not an actual geologist? Do they make some kind of barometer that will let us know of a CME during shit hits the fan? No, they do not. But the Earth will let us know when she's been hit with aurora. Scrolling. CME just now. Thank you, Back to Nature Photography. I can see you weren't watching the beginning of the show. The funniest thing is when people send me urgent messages about something that happened on the sun, like I'm not gonna see it. Ben, how's the martial arts going? Still making time for it? No, I'm making much more time for bodybuilding and time in the gym and stuff like that. Although I still practice Muay Thai. Any problem with loss of oxygenation? Nope, definitely not. There's nothing that's going to happen that hasn't happened before. And that definitely never happened before. Alex Jones is a disinformation agent simply because he does not acknowledge the Jews' boot on our necks. Derek, well, the point you're trying to make is well taken. The way that's phrased and saying things like that is so unhelpful. Like, that's just way too far. Like, I'm sure, Derek, if you and I sat down in a room for a couple hours, we'd find stuff that we disagree about. Like, you can't require 100% perfect alignment on stuff to. Will you be coming back to Phoenix? Maybe someday. Easy to make radio with parts kept buried in plastic. That's good, Barry. I'm hoping some people will do it then. Happy birthday, Ben, says Pete. What do you think Ben Shapiro's daily helium intake is in cubic feet? At least 69. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, this has been fun. It has been a very, very long day, though. Thank you, Birdie. Thank you for the teal pair. It has been a long day. I've been grinding since 3:30 this morning. I have many more books to sign before I go to sleep. I'm probably going to sneak myself some eggs here. But after that, I will be signing books until I fall asleep. And I can already tell you there's some interesting stuff for the morning news tomorrow. Let me check this out, see if we got anything. No updates there. I'm just quickly checking. Quiet on the earth facing side. I guess we will go look at this as well. Pretty clear this is the next coronal hole coming in. Yeah, that thing we looked at this morning. Pretty sure we weren't wrong. That's the next coronal hole. Sparse. Not much going on. Did you guys catch that yawn there? Holy cow. What could I say? Daddy's a little tired. If we're being honest, Daddy's always a little tired. He just doesn't let you see it. He certainly doesn't let the kids see it. But anyway, all right, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. And as I was starting to say earlier, I can already tell you some of the things that are in the morning news are pretty good. So I will see you in just about 12 hours.